April 5th is coming. And before anybody starts romanticizing protest, let me just say it plain as day. No confusion. We are not going out there. Not this time. We are not going out there. A whole lot of people are planning to hit the streets, right? I know y'all have heard the buzz. Chants, signs, cameras, emotions are going to be high. I get it. Hell, I've been out there before. But the last time we marched, what happened? They tear gassed us, shoved elders to the ground, committed vandalism, and then blamed us. They shot rubber bullets at kids, and then had the nerve to call us violent. We showed up with our voices. They showed up with riot gear. We screamed, "Don't shoot," and they loaded that clip anyway. And let's be clear, this administration, they've let us know in no uncertain terms, Black people in the street equals threat. They're looking for a reason to vilify us. They're waiting for a headline to twist. They're hoping for a camera angle that's going to justify their brutality. And what do we get in return? A quote tweet, a statement, maybe a mural? But no safety, no justice, no peace. So no, we're not marching this time. We're not going to give them the photo op that they so desperately want. We're not playing into that cycle. We're not going to give them the excuse that they're so desperate for. We're protecting our people. We're staying home. We're building offline. We're organizing smarter. Because we don't need to be in the streets to prove that our rage is real. So let them march. Let them bait. Let them spin the same tired narratives. But don't let them turn your Blackness into a threat on live TV. April 5th, we sit back. We step back. We stay safe. Because survival is resistance too.
Greetings, family. I hope you're doing fantastic, and it's always a pleasure to have you in my channel. So it's funny how when we protest, we are called violent. When we demand justice, we are labeled aggressive. But now, like many of us have gone quiet, reflecting, regrouping, moving differently, the system is shocked. They are not used to Black folks going silent. Because they know deep down, our silence is not surrender, it is strategy. So the truth is, whether we speak, fight, or simply exist, everything about Black people seems to be a threat to this system. Let's get to watch some videos, what people are saying about it, then we come back with some commentary. Let's dive into it.
Just a reminder to my fellow white people, you are not an ally if Black men and Black women are telling you that they are not going to protest on April 5th because it will put their lives in harm's way, and you throw a tantrum. Saying, oh, we all have to work together. Shouldn't we all come together, we the people? Don't you care about the future, about the children, about the time to come together was at the election. We failed them. So now, their rest is their resistance, and they are staying home and staying safe as they should, because their lives are too precious to put on the line. And what would cost me and people who look like me getting yelled at, or at the worst tear gas, which isn't likely, would cost them their physical lives. And they've already been giving those lives for centuries in this country for all the rights that we enjoy. So it is our turn.
Why didn't Black people show up to protest? So this was a question I received in my inbox, and I want to address it. And I'll give a little bit of a history lesson, but also I want to be careful in the way that I articulate it, because I don't want to be offensive, but I also need to be very blunt. Black people don't matter. Not to law enforcement, not to this administration. The police force was created. Its initial inception was done to chase down Black people, enslaved Black people who escaped. They wrote laws and legislation. They said Black people had a mental illness that made them want to escape slavery. They classified it as a mental illness, something wrong with our brains. And even as recent as the Civil Rights March, we saw tons of action, peaceful, non-violent action that was still met with scores of police officers and dogs, and we were hosed down in the streets. We were beat with batons. Our bodies did not matter then, and they don't matter now. Not to this administration. They would love nothing more than for Black people to get out in the street, protest, so that they can declare martial law. It's not safe for us to protest. Can you imagine thousands of Black people on the streets? Can you imagine us saying, hands off? That we matter. Can you imagine what that would actually look like? What that would look like, what the video footage would show, I can guarantee you it will not show police officers blockading the street so that we can protest peacefully. It will not show police officers walking hand in hand with protesters. The headlines will read something like, rioters overtake the city. Looters are not welcome in our area. Even if there are no riots, no one is looting. The storyline is different when there are black bodies involved. Because black lives don't matter. Not in the way that they should. It's not safe for us to be in the streets. It's not safe for us. It's not safe for our country. And honestly, 92% of black women, 80% of black men said absolutely not. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what clicked. We didn't have a meeting. There was no Zoom call. But on Wednesday, November the 6th, we all woke up and we decided to sit down. Because see, black people have been fighting. We have been fighting for hundreds of years. One of the kids' books, I'll do a review on it. One of the kids' books that me and my children have gone over, it is called Born on the Water. And it talks about chattel slavery and how the greatest form of resistance was to keep existing. That's what black people are doing. We are continuing to exist. And for us, at this point, that means sitting back so that we can continue to exist.
So yesterday, Bernie Sanders held a rally, a May Day rally in Philadelphia. It was a rally for workers, migrant workers, for immigrants, basically anybody who was against the administration and Trump, right? Amongst the thousands of people that were there in protest, thousands of white people, by the way. Thousands of white people, by the way, right? There were about 70 people arrested. Guess what? Majority of those people that were arrested were the few black people who were out there. Although I have personally stressed time and time again, please do not go out into the roads, don't go in the streets, do not protest, because I have a feeling you will be sought after. Although I have preached this multiple times on my platform, there's still some of us who feel passionately enough and want to go out there. And so they did. And because of that, they were arrested.
Black people understood the assignment. Y'all didn't show up to any of those protests that happened throughout the country yesterday. You didn't see police dressed in riot gear. You know why? Because we weren't there. We understood the assignment. We stood down. We stayed home. We watched from the sideline. We rooted for you guys, but we rooted from the sidelines. We saw you on the social media platforms. We saw you on the news channels. But we did not engage, because had we engaged, there would have been police in riot gear. There would have been something declared, and it's called martial law. The black community understood the assignment. It's not our fight. We didn't create this mess. It's not ours to fix. Good job, black community. Keep it up.
Who had our back? Who been fighting with us? And every time we did fight, they made it look like we were being thugs and bullies and tearing up the place. But that wasn't us. Right. It was people added to the supposed to be the cause, you know? So yeah, sit this one out. Let them go ahead and do what they go do. They go either tear it up. They're not gonna get arrested. They probably gonna slap them on the wrist, tell them to go home because they not us. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, because I think everybody from that January 6th, then they all get parted. Everybody.
Yes, they did.
They got parted. So everybody got parted. Okay. Yeah. So why should we come and help anybody do anything when we're always made to be the bad person? That's my thoughts, though.
Black Women's Project 2025 is to rest. We've done all we can. We've done all we can. I said in my last video that community is the answer. That's it. I need you to tap in to the people who love and care about you. I need you guys over the next few months to take inventory of what resources that you have that can be shared amongst you. If you are a Christian, this is a very biblical value, right? Acts, they had all things in common. Christianity is actually a very communal, despite what we've seen and heard, Christianity is a very communal religion. And so, Project 2025, Black folks, Black women especially, your job is to rest. Kick up your feet. Take off the cape. We showed up. We showed out. We spoke up. We did what we were supposed to do. It is now time to rest. And I'm saying Black women, but Black men as well. Black men as well. It is your time to rest. Rest is an act of resistance. Rest is a rebellion. It is. And I don't mean rest like be apathetic, because that's not what we need. Some of us do need to organize, but I want you to organize for your community, not to save the country. We're done with that now. We're done with that. We'll vote again in 2026 and do our part in the midterm elections to boost whatever we can. But your Project 2025, no matter what happens with the actual Project 2025, which remains to be seen, your job is to do your best, to love yourself, to dig deep, deep roots in your community, and to see what we can do together. We have officially been outed out of this democracy. It's not for us. We will reap the consequences, but we are resilient. Black people are resilient. There was another creator on here. She made a video, and I think I reposted it. But she said, like, we've been through this. We know what to do. We've been faced with this before. For the minorities who wanted white proximity so bad that you voted against yourselves, I pray and I hope that you learn very quickly and you assimilate very quickly to the resilience, the level of resilience that you will need for you to thrive in this new and upcoming democracy.
The 92% is not marching with them?
Nope. Get somebody else to do it. Booked and busy, child. Got a manicure and pedicure booked. I got take a nap. I got play a word search. I'm busy. 2025, the rule still applies. Y'all got it. Talk about March, child. I'm marching to my bed. How about that? Getting me some good rest. 92% rest. Okay? Wish you all the best, though, child. I got it.
Why aren't Black people protesting? Where were Black people during the hands-off demonstration? I am so glad you asked. 3 quick points. 1, white people have a bad habit of only recognizing Black people's work when that work happens in white people's spaces and with white people's approval. Take as much time as you need to process that. But we've been working. We've been building. We've been protesting. Many of you all just aren't paying attention until you realize that our bodies aren't on the front lines of your protests. Black organizers pulled together a 24-hour counter program to Trump's State of the Union, reaching more than 1 million collective streaming viewers. Black communities are leading a very successful boycott against Target stores across the country for changing their public stance on DEI. And at least one Black community has taken up arms to protect their kids against the pro-Trump white nationalist groups trying to intimidate them. Black folks aren't missing. Black folks are working. Point 2, protests in the streets have their time and their place. But if we learned anything from 2020, it's that what we need right now is real political power, like knocking doors and organizing Black voters in Louisiana to defeat a constitutional amendment. An amendment, mind you, that would have made it easier to send minors to adult jails and prisons for longer sentences. And that effort was led, you guessed it, by Black people.
Early voting was powered by Black voters. They turned out in huge numbers. The folks who made that happen join us right now.
Point number 3. It's clear that Black people aren't taking a break from the work. The evidence is everywhere, if you're looking for it. But have you considered that Black people might be taking a break from doing our work on your terms?
Let them fear our silence. Let them fear our unity. Because one thing I know is that Black America is not asleep. We are watching. We are learning. We are building. They thought we needed to scream to be heard. But now they realize that even in silence, we are still powerful. We are a people who have survived the impossible. So whether we march or meditate, protest or plan, we move with purpose. And that purpose is shaking the very ground beneath their comfort. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you found value in what we shared, kindly consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you don't miss any update from our videos. Your support really means a lot and it helps us keep bringing you more insightful content. Thanks again and see you in the next one.